So pretty much everyone loves the Dinobots. I genuinely can't think of a single group of characters in this franchise quite as universally loved as these big stupid oafs, and that seems to be reflected by the toys and how they're taken, considering that a lot of the discourse surrounding the leader class Dinobots from the studio series has seemed overwhelmingly positive. I do say this without completely concrete knowledge though, considering I was very late to the party on these guys, missing Grimlock initially when he came out and then deciding against tracking the others down for quite some time. However, when I got my hands on the Toxitron collection Grimlock last year, the itch for a Grimlock I thought would be scratched just got worse and worse until I eventually caved and bought all the 86 guys on the aftermarket. And I am really glad I did, because Studio Series 86 Grimlock is fan-tastic. The proportions and the sculpted details here are mind-blowingly good. An awful lot of Grimlocks accentuate the proportions strangely, but this guy keeps it together in a very well-balanced way, and the beautiful sculpted detail really elevates this design in a way plainer surfaces really wouldn't. By my usual criteria, the sculpted detail overload here should rub me the wrong way, a lot like the Siege Datsuns, but the size of the figure really seems to negate that. I love the head on this figure. There are a lot of different interpretations of G1 Grimlock's head, but this one has to be my favourite style of it, and the deep metallic blue visor really brings this guy to life. In fact, all the colours here breathe such an energy into the mold. The rich gold feels so regal, and I love the way that the reds and the leg stripes pop against the deep grey and the pitch blacks. One detail that seems to be divisive here is the clear portion on the chest. A lot of people aren't a fan of the dark shade obscuring the Autobot badge underneath, but I love it, and I feel that it's a great point of colour contrast with the rest of the torso. The accessories are alright. He has a gun that looks great in hand and is very evocative of his G1 blaster, and he also comes with a mostly static wheelie, which really sucks and I don't care. Still, could be worse. The posability here is fantastic. The joints are all really solid with some soft ratchets on the go, and he has some great ranges all over, and the f***ing enormous feet give him a really solid base to stand on. Transformation on this guy is very simple and fun, and it leaves you with a pretty great T-Rex mode. It looks exactly as it should, with some good proportions and really good use of the robot mode colours and components to establish the look, like the gold belly and the coloured stripes below the homage to the Diaclone seat, love that. But there are some small issues here and there, like the lacking articulation on the arms, some screw holes on the head, and a few missing teeth, which you can buy upgrade kits to fix, but I'm more than happy to imagine he just fell up the stairs teeth first. Moron. On the bright side of this dino mode though, the legs are the arms for the robot mode, so there's good posing there. The head carries a lot of personality, looking exactly as it should, and the mouth can open for some roaring or access to the blast effect post in his mouth for some fire breath, and overall the vibe is just right for the dino mode. I really love this thing. It really well evokes the vibe of Grimlock, and Hasbro seem to notice, considering that 3 years down the line they're still reusing this for the repaints that they do, like the shattered glass version boy over here has. Alright boy, come on, get on the mic, get on the mic.
Grimlock. We have him in dinosaur mode. He works, he do the job, he a big boy, and he's 10 times better than the fucking Studio Series version, and I paid way less. I mean, his arm does fall off eventually when you're playing around with it, but you can shake his hand like the good dog he is. He's a very, very good boy. He's got excellent painted details, which I prefer, Louis. I prefer. Lovely, lovely purple. This green, you don't know until you see it in real life, but the whole figure conglomerates into one big glob of sexy dinosaur, which is something I never thought I'd say. Oh, now I'm thinking of dinosaur in lingerie. Ew! But yes, I know, Louis, we've talked about this. Come on, we've talked. You don't like this white. Personally, I really like it because it breaks up the figure. It's different, it's not clear, but yours isn't either. Honestly, I don't know what I'm saying. I like it and you don't, and that's fine. Do a little bit of a 360. Only issue with mine, tail doesn't really peg together. He doesn't like to clip his feet together, which... okay, whatever, won't complain about that. So then we'll flip him around, and then he'll whistle at you. I don't know. Edit a nice clip of him whistling. But he's very whistly. Same blast effect port in there as well, down his gullet. But yes, he's very, very nice. And for the gun, we have a lovely toy pistol, painted tips to show it's not a real gun. But yeah, it's just the same, it's just very deep black with nice painted orange. I'll put it in his hand in robot mode, but it really aids the figure. instead of holding just a black blob. If he was holding a black blob, it wouldn't be as nice. Anyway, transformation time. And we come back. Right, this... Oh, he just looks so good, doesn't he? He's one of those figures. He's just one of those guys that will stand and just look nice. This doesn't happen with a lot of figures, unless you pay a lot of money for one. But he just looks ominous. He just works. That head sculpt I really like. It's very easy to see what he's looking through and what, you know, he kisses, and he kisses the inside of his mask. But those coloured details are reflected, you know, from the dinosaur mode into this one very, very nicely. I really, really like it. I mean, it's the exact same transformation as the Studio Series 1, but you just get a look at something nicer. That's literally my only argument with this. I just prefer this colour scheme, honestly. So, that's it, pretty much. I know it's not as a long segment as the Power Link's Hotshot, but this guy's literally just a redeco with a different painted gun. Well, same gun, different tips. Just like me and Louis, same different tips. Anyway, bye!
Shortly after Shattered Glass Boyo came and went, Hasbro reached the old unused G2 scrapbook for this rather lovely Banana Boy, Legacy Evolution G2 Universe Grimlock, which I did trade in to go towards the acquisition of the 86 boy, so please excuse the old photos, but he was still pretty good. I love the colour use in the robot mode. The metallic blue and hot pink on the torso made for such a vibrant piece, and I really like the silver head. My copy of the figure also had manically tight joints, like it took a lot of force to bend the elbows. Unfortunately, I feel that this deco fell a little behind in the Dino mode. Like, I really enjoyed the tiger stripe deco and the clear portion of the neck that allows you to see the sculpted detail underneath, but there just seemed to be too much detail devouring yellow on the go here. Ultimately, Pit's Grimlock was good, but it wasn't the one I was after. If you like the deco, then it's still a great representation of the character, but personally it doesn't compare to the standard version for me. But G2 Grimlock isn't where this mold stops. Recently, Hasbro revealed the special comic edition Grimlock for the 40th anniversary of the brand, with some extra accessories the original was craving, alongside a rather lovely pastel deco that I personally think is fucking gorgeous. And that won't be the last we see of this mold. Next year the 86 one's getting reissued, and we may potentially even be getting a blue version too. It's just everywhere at this point. There are absolutely no ends to the versions of this guy that you can grab, and I highly recommend all of them. And if you're looking for a Chug Grimlock, then the SS86 mold will definitely treat you well. Hey, made it to 20 without giving up. Hope you guys like this one. There's some gaming content in the works at the moment that's coming up soon, and the reviews are going to be a bit more varied going forward starting next week. And if all goes to plan, you should be getting an SS86 Dinobot review once a month going forward. I bloody hate saying the YouTubery stuff like this, but I'd really appreciate if you can leave a like and a comment and maybe share the video to help me out. And of course, please consider subscribing. And of course, have a fucking belter of a day.